Okay, here we go. We are continuing our daily updates on what's happening in Minneapolis. And we also cover other locations in the United States as far as federal operations, deportation operations. It just so happens Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota has really set the tone for what's to come in 2026 as far as federal operations are concerned. Now, real quick, if you are watching this posted video, I apologize if you missed the live stream. If you turn on your notifications or if you like the video, subscribe, that will help you not miss any of these live streams. I know a lot of you guys have been enjoying the live streams, and I do them in the morning typically, so I don't want you guys to miss a thing. So again, make sure to please like the video. And if you guys are here live, make sure to also please like the video. Thank you guys so much for being here. So let's get into it. Now, what I typically do when I do these live streams, I segment the stories. So the first things we're going to be watching are the main headlines. Then we're going to get into the political overviews, like we have an interview from the mayor and the chief of police. He's actually responding to Kristi Noem's response. Kristi Noem is saying, "What have I said that's been wrong?" And the mayor says, "You'll see." And the chief of police. Then from here, we're going to get to on-the-ground operations. Chief Bovino and his men have been really active. In fact, Chief Bovino got into it with a senator on X. We're going to be talking about that. And then journalist Cam Higbee and Nick Sorter got into a bit of a scuffle as well later in the night. So this is all going to be from yesterday. This is going to be the recap, and I will do my best to give you the most relevant news and make it as easy as possible to understand. So first things first, government shutdown? Maybe? I think we're used to it right by now, but this just got posted. The possibility of a government shutdown. Now, this is the second time I've heard about the possibility of a government shutdown, not specifically because of Minneapolis, but because of funding given to Homeland Security. And the footage you see right here in the background, that is Minneapolis. So
maybe looming here in January. Some Democrats threatening to turn off the lights in a funding fight over immigration enforcement.
You're not ruling out a potential government shutdown over this battle for DHS reforms.
That's a decision for Republicans.
But you don't rule it out.
They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. If they don't want to work with Democrats and shut down the government, that's up to them.
Now, is it going to happen? I don't know. Because we get into a very interesting category here. Remember, this would be like defunding Homeland Security, and Homeland Security has many other elements than just ICE. ICE is just one component of Homeland Security, to include Border Patrol. And one of the strongest talking points you could ever have as a politician is that you want security for our country, the United States. And the counter talking point, of course, would be, hey, if you don't fund Homeland Security, you don't want security, and now you're trying to shut down the government. So we'll see if it happens. I'm just letting you guys know that is out there. Okay? More here one, hello, thank you for being a member. Daniel, thank you for being a member. And thank you guys so much for all being here. Make sure you guys please like the stream so the other T-SPLY subscribers can see what's going on. Now, we're also being told, as of today, there are more agents that have been deployed into Minneapolis. Now, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. The number is anywhere from 1,000 to 200 because I've heard different numbers, so I don't want you guys to get hung up on this 1,000 number. But Fox News is reporting 1,000 more agents, which is a lot.
DHS sources tell Fox up to 1,000 additional agents will surge the Minneapolis area. That's on top of the already 2,000 agents that are here. But the Democratic Mayor, Jacob Fry, says these agents are going to be met with resistance.
Okay, so I don't know exactly what he means by resistance. Maybe we'll see that coming up here pretty soon in the rest of these videos. But yeah, just letting you know, we have more agents as of right now, as I make this video, in Minneapolis. Again, they're saying 1,000, like Kristi Noem a couple days ago said there will be another 200. She could have been talking about a specific agency like Border Patrol or ICE, but just so you guys know, 1,000 more. Now, I also want to preface this with, we don't know if it is going to be ICE or Border Patrol, or we don't know. They're just saying federal agents. I do want you guys to keep in mind how much hundreds of agents can get done. When you look at the number of what Chief Bovino did with only 200 Border Patrol agents in Chicago, the numbers speak for themselves as far as deportation efforts go. I mean, I don't have it set up for it here, but in a separate video, I actually outlined the chart just skyrocketed the second that Bovino was on the ground and his men. Within a month, the deportation shot straight up. And Chief Bovino said, it wasn't only that, don't only look at that number, you can also correlate our actions providing security for Chicago. So just trying to give you guys all the different talking points here. And don't worry, this is not going to be a totally one-sided show. We have other talking points from left-leaning lawmakers and so on. Thank you guys again for being here. I hope you guys are having a great morning or night wherever you are. And President Trump, this is not going to be the best audio, but I figured you guys would want to see what President Trump has to say. One aspect I am very interested in as far as what is going to happen moving forward is this idea of the observers, the legal observers, or now I've also heard it called constitutional observers. This was said by President Trump not too long ago, like 24 hours ago. And again, I apologize, the audio is not great, but I think you will be able to make out what he says.
Disrespectful of law enforcement. The woman and her friend were highly disrespectful of law enforcement. You saw that. They were harassing them, were following for days and for hours. And I think, frankly, they're professional agitators.
So if you didn't hear that, he said, I think, frankly, they are professional agitators. This is within the context of talking about legal observers or the situation that occurred in Minneapolis pertaining to the shooting.
And I'd like to find out, and we are going to find out, who's paying for it. With their brand new signs and all the different things. But these are professional agitators, and law enforcement should not be in a position where they have to put up with this stuff. What that woman and what her friend and what their other friends were doing to law enforcement, not just ICE, law enforcement is outrageous.
Now, to me, this is very crucial because the Trump administration has always referred to them as like ICE trackers, and you've probably heard of ICE tracking groups being taken down on Facebook, but then we had like a period of silence. So the Trump administration has always been aware of these volunteer groups. I mean, there are volunteer groups that have been called out specifically in California who are being charged, by the way. So the DOJ, the Trump administration, is well aware of what's going on, but I think the tone has changed as far as taking this a little more serious or taking a look into the aspect of what are these constitutional observers or legal observers really all about. So yeah, I 100% think we're going to see a lot more talking points or news about these legal observers. And if you guys are subscribed to my channel, we have been covering these people for a very, very long time now. And now it has made its way into the mainstream media. Like the everyday American is now hearing this word, legal observer. Okay, Allie Bradley also reporting thousands more agents coming into Minneapolis. Allie Bradley, senior immigration correspondent for News Nation. If you guys want to go give her a follow on X. Okay, now from here, I've been waiting to really check this out. I like to react to these videos with you guys. So, to give you the context again, yesterday, Kristi Noem went on to Jake Tapper's show on CNN. I already did a breakdown of what that looked like if you guys want to go see that video later. The main premise in that interview is that Jake Tapper said, Kristi Noem, how could you have been so confident to report what happened during that shooting within hours? You were saying it was a domestic terror attack. How did you know this was all happening? And basically Kristi Noem's response was I wrong? Did I say anything wrong? Was it an attack on agents? Everything we put in that statement, was I wrong? That was essentially what Kristi Noem said. Not verbatim, but that was the premise. And then Kristi Noem also said, Jake, whenever you ask me questions, you want specifics. Now, when you talk to the mayor next, which is what we're about to see now, and we're going to see if Jake Tapper did it, Kristi Noem said, Jake Tapper, can you please ask the mayor of Minneapolis specifics and not ask him these layup questions? I don't want generalities. I want specific examples. So here we go. That's what we're about to watch. Did Jake Tapper ask for specifics? Were these easy questions? And is the mayor going to answer these questions? Not in generalities, but specific examples. Let's see. Here we go.
To what you just heard from Secretary Noem, she invoked you by name.
That was some wild and crazy stuff. It sounds like she doesn't believe a single word that she is saying right now. And I don't know if Donald Trump was drinking a glass of water, if she'd actually be able to speak. Because here's the thing, she's calling Minneapolis like this dystopian hellhole. You know how many shootings we've had so far this year? 2. And one of them was ICE. 2 shootings in a large city so far this entire year, and one of them is ICE. This is a safe city. ICE and Kristi Noem and everything they're doing is making it far less safe.
I want you to respond to what she said about you telling ICE to get the F out. She says you and the leaders of Minneapolis have been demonizing ICE officers. And it is true that you've been critical of Secretary Noem for her quick characterization of the incident. But you also said on Wednesday, quote, this was a federal agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying. So
there you go. Complete opposite talking points. Kristi Noem was saying it was a domestic terror attack. He was shift the blame over to ICE. I think you guys know that. And thank you so much for the $2 donation. Born a Hawkeye, says Christian Nation. And God bless to all of you. Prayers to all of you and your families. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Rhetoric need to change?
Yeah, I said this was a federal agent recklessly using power that ended up in somebody dying, because that was a federal agent recklessly using power that ended up in somebody dying. It's exactly what happened. I mean, am I biased in this? Of course, and I'm biased because I got 2 eyes. Anybody can see these videos. Anybody can see that this victim is not a domestic terrorist. I mean, my goodness, she's like doing a 3 or a 4 or 5 point turn. This looks like somebody that's trying to get out of there. If doing a 3-point turn or a 4-point turn is a domestic terrorist, and my wife is a criminal every single day, it does not make sense. We've got to be operating from a point of course, have this investigation. It should be a neutral, unbiased investigation.
And as of right now, it is still Minnesota, Minneapolis, they are not involved with this investigation. Now, I have already gone into detail why this is, but real quick overcap. First things first, due to Minnesota's own policies, there could be a little bit of complications here as far as not cooperating with deportation anything. So this was an incident involved with ICE, and then as you guys know with sanctuary laws, you get into that gray area of cooperation. And you also know, you heard it straight from the mayor, they said we're not going to cooperate with ICE. Now they're cooperating with ICE, and of course the mayor and the chief of police will say, well, that is within the context of deportation operations, but ICE, they were in a deportation operation. So
where you get the facts, you know. And by the way, I shouldn't be the one conducting the investigation, nor should Kristi Noem. But you should have an entity that is able to do it with some common sense and operating in reality.
Okay, so that was the response from the mayor as far as these CNN interviews. I would like to see them on the same CNN panel personally, but obviously I don't think that would ever happen. Thank you so much to Mr. Rifley, $5 donation. You said, my wife is a criminal every single day. Let's circle back on that one. Mr. Mayor, haha. Yeah, I'm a little surprised he did say that on national television because obviously that was going to get clipped. So, yep, that is the response. Just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, so another big talking point right now is this idea of immunity, whether or not there's going to be charges pressed against this federal officer involved with the shooting. And this was played on CNN here recently.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job.
Absolute immunity. Well, let me say here clear and unequivocally, that does not exist. There is no such thing as absolute immunity for anything everywhere all the time. There are qualified immunities. There is a concept of immunity, say, for example, a federal judge. They have absolute immunity against judicial acts, things they do during the...
And speaking of a judge, that was pretty much the argument from the Judge Hannah Dugan team, that she was acting within her role as a judge, and she was arguing I should have some sort of immunity. Now, to my understanding, I don't think J.D. Vance was saying, like, hey, as a federal agent, you can do literally anything you want literally, which is what it seems like the way that they're taking it.
Course and scope of their business, right, or their actual activities. They're not immune from reckless driving or shoplifting. You can't just say, oh, well, you can't prosecute them because they're a federal employee, right? This individual, whether or not they committed a crime, whether or not they murdered somebody, murder's a state issue, right? Whether or not the state wants to bring charges or have a conversation, that's their investigation to have. It's their charges to bring.
Okay, so again, a lot of conversation around this idea of the investigation. And the Trump administration has already acknowledged they don't necessarily even trust the state of Minnesota, so that's a whole other talking point in itself. Do you guys want to see what Congresswoman Omar has to say? I made a whole video about Congresswoman Omar yesterday, basically talking about the ins and outs, the details of her going to the ICE facility in St. Paul and being told you need to leave. Let's just play a little bit of this. We got to give all the talking points out there. This is what Congresswoman Omar has to say. I am very curious what you guys think about this.
But do you see from the recordings that we see, is there anything that you believe was being done that should not have been done by Macklin Good? The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not mad. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by. This agent, as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared. She tries to turn the wheel away. And then you see the other officer, who can clearly see the car is moving, move towards the front of the car, which, if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And
so that right there obviously lit a storm on social media. A lot of people were super upset with that talking point. Now, obviously, I am not going to be playing the clip of what occurred in Minneapolis there. I'm just going to assume all of you guys seen the clips, all of the different angles. But I just wanted to show you guys, again, this right now is going pretty viral on X as far as that talking point.
So it is.
And I did see somebody say, why are they allowing Omar to talk? One thing I do want to say is Congresswoman Omar actually has not been very vocal as far as what happened. Ever since the Nick Shirley video, there seems to be a direct correlation of there hasn't been a lot of talk from Congresswoman Omar and also Tim Walz, Governor Tim Walz. There was like a moment of silence, and Congresswoman Omar was rather active on social media, on X, posting her interviews and responding to comments. Now it looks like she is back and she is commenting on what's happening in Minneapolis. So I just want to throw that out there.
It's not acceptable for Kristi Noem and the president and the vice president to make these kind of judgments without there being a full investigation, even though we can see in the videos that have been produced so far that what they are describing is really not what is taking place. And so if they're saying that we shouldn't believe our eyes, then let the investigation take place before you characterize this mother of three as a domestic terrorist. Prove to us what documentation you have, that one, that she was paid, two, that she was agitating when we can hear her say.
And look, that's what the Trump administration, I really think, is probably going to be looking into as far as constitutional observers or legal observers, ICE watchers. Thank you so much for the donations. Born a Hawk, you went from a 0 or negative net worth to 20 million, and I'm still broke. That's what Born a Hawk says. Thank you so much for the donation. Oh, Wicked Dawned. Hope I said that right. Thank you for the $5. Who else loathes her? Says, oh, Wicked Dawned. Wand. Sorry. Thank you guys so much again. I just like to show you all the different points here so we cannot be accused of being so one-sided. Now, I found this rather interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this clip. This is from Kim Katie USA. Shout out to Kim Katie USA if you guys want to go follow her and support her. I'm going to let the clip speak for itself. This is CNN on the scene. And then somebody walks up and says, hey, are you with CNN? Or they say, you'll see.
Smaller crowd. This is controlled. The scene spans several blocks. We are here at Portland Avenue and East 35th, but it goes at least 2 or 3 blocks.
Who are you? Who do you work for?
Hold on. I'm sorry. We're with CNN. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry. I think
I don't know. I don't know. I think that was pretty interesting. The person walked up to her and said, "Who are you with? Who are you with?" CNN. She's like, "Okay," and then just walked away. Meanwhile, there's another clip where the same thing pretty much happened to another woman, and she started to get harassed. So I just found that rather interesting. Again, some people on the ground in Minneapolis questioning, you know, who are you with? Are you a journalist? Are you an agitator? I don't know if you guys saw that. All right, now from here, we're going to transition to what happened on the ground in Minneapolis. Those were pretty much all of the major political talking points or the mainstream interviews that I could find for you guys. So yesterday would have been the 11th. A lot of action on the ground. A lot of legal observing on the ground. So this was a video posted of a man just driving on the road in Minneapolis, and a lot of honking, whistles, convoys following agents. Okay. Now from here, let's go here. So Chief Bovino and his crew was super active. This clip was going pretty viral. So they ended up at a gas station, and apparently they decided to detain one of these protesters who got a little too close.
Knowing everybody hates you. You know people hate you. Everybody hates you, okay? Every day, you know how Get back! Get back! Yes, sir. Get back! Yes, sir. Get back! Don't touch me, though. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Get back! Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey! No! Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Back. You gotta do that back up.
Yeah, so one thing I will say is Border Patrol is a totally different beast as far as when you try to get in front of them, they don't really play this game of we're just going to run away. The core difference between ICE and Border Patrol is the lack of manpower from ICE. There are a lot of situations where ICE probably does have a case where they can maybe arrest somebody for getting in the way, obstruction, specifically in the Minneapolis area, but they just have a lack of manpower. So understand, when ICE goes into an operation, then they are focusing on what they're supposed to do, they're being followed, and they pull away. Even 5 agents would be a lot. For Border Patrol, they have so much manpower, they can afford to stop everything they're doing if they need to, if they feel like there's a threat. I also want to point out this was massively different as far as the reception down in Louisiana. I don't know if you guys seen any of my videos with Operation Catahoula Crunch. That was the operation in Louisiana and some parts of Mississippi. Whenever Border Patrol went around, I mean, they were signing autographs. They were taking pictures. Many people were super welcoming. There were some agitators, but nothing like we're seeing right now in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Thank you so much, Born a Hawkeye, for the $2 donation. They swarm ICE, but ICE makes them squirrely. We have another angle here. Let me make this bigger for you guys. So it looks like we were getting the camera angle straight from here because we just saw that POV. Now we're getting the outside perspective.
Get back! Get back! Don't touch me! You know people hate you! Hey! Get him! Stay back! Stay back! Y'all look good.
I know. Okay, so Border Patrol is doing a lot right now in Minneapolis. I mean, they're doing In 1 hour, I will see them being like the protectors of the federal building in St. Paul. And then the next hour, they will be patrolling the streets. And Bovino, I mean, he has a lot on his shoulders, to include what happened here. So I cannot play this clip for you guys. I don't have permission from Ford Fisher. But just to explain what's going on, Chief Bovino was using the bathroom in a Target, and people were yelling at him, cursing him out. And then the main thing I want to show you is this. Senator Ruben Gallego of Arizona. He said, "What U.S. citizen wants to go shopping on a Sunday and see armed masked men walking around? Target on a Sunday morning is not a war zone. Treating it like it creates the tension you see here." Now, for those of you that are unaware, Chief Bovino is very active on social media, often commenting and responding to a lot of different people, to include the senator here. Chief Bovino says, "Calm down there, partner. Went in it to use the restroom like any member of the public or law enforcement. In talking with Minneapolis residents and legal immigrants at Target and a myriad of other locations, they say the opposite of you. Don't be tone deaf." Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that. Getting into it with the senator. All right, here are some more scenes. This is going to be from, I'm pretty sure this is St. Paul, but again, same operation here. And again, you can hear those whistles. That siren, that is not from Border Patrol or ICE. That is from people who are in the area. That's from a megaphone. Yeah, so here's the reality of the situation right now. Unfortunately, I think the media on the ground is a little behind on this reporting, because the only way, this is all happening within 24 hours. So the only way we are seeing stuff like this is from third-party sources, so from TikToks, Facebook, independent journalists. I don't know what's going on as far as the media not being able to catch up or cover this, because there are other accidents I'm about to show you here in a second where stuff like this is happening, where you do have legal observers following ICE agents and Border Patrol, and we're seeing these clashes. So I'm not sure why the media on the ground right now is not reporting on this. This seems to be some pretty big news, considering legal observers and this tracking is pretty relevant. Piper Kai Fly 1. We will be covering that here in 1 second. Stay tuned. In about 5 minutes, I'm about to be showing you guys what happened to Cam Higbee and Nick Sorter here in a second. Two journalists who were surrounded. I mean, just to show you guys right here. This is going to be from Kim Katie, USA. She tracks all this stuff all the time. This is St. Paul. And I'm just a little, this would have been in the news like 2 weeks ago, but right now, for some reason, it's not being, put out there for everybody. So let me know what you guys think about this.
Starts right, goes left to that pass forward. He looked right, nobody there. He looked left, nobody there. He just said, all right, I'll get an extra yard. Dives forward.
Fuck you!
I told Tony Baselli before the game that I was embarrassed to tell him I didn't even know who Parker.
This is an on-the-road collision or incident involving a civilian or a legal immigrant or Border Patrol, but nonetheless, this happened in the area in which a lot of people are paying attention and want to know what's going on.
Hey Siri, call 911.
You're not a traffic cop.
Clear it out.
You're not a traffic cop. Mass police. Fuck you. Fuck you, mass police.
All right, so let me know what you guys think about that. Again, I'm just trying to give you all the different context here, try to be as fair as possible, but I also want to show you guys we are seeing clips left and right pop up just like this. And I really try to do my best to show you or to correlate the media on the ground, give them a chance to report what's going on, then the mainstream media, cross-reference it with third-party sources, but I am not able to find that mainstream media element or even the local news element which pertains to these specific events we're talking about as far as people, convoys quite literally following these agents. Here's a close-up on the ground.
Because I'm right.
And I assume that's why a lot of you guys are watching people like me and others who have the ability to immediately find all this stuff for you guys. So thank you again so much for the support, and make sure to please subscribe and please turn on your notifications. I think that's a big way a lot of you guys might be seeing my content. If you guys can let me know, that helps. If you turn on your notifications, thank you. And we are going to be going live. I want to be going live pretty much every single morning.
They're Concordia, but I could see them get out of the fucking car.
How did this happen?
I think they fucking
Driving by. She was pleading. She was lying right here, and she was pleading.
What's going on right here? I didn't get to see the person. You were here? No, I was coming out of my house right here. I was right down on the corner, man. God, and I just come out and I heard all the honking. And I could see all these fucking agents around.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible. So there was a young mom driving this? With a female?
Yeah. I don't know. I just came by and saw her on the ground right here.
Yeah. Did you see all the fucking
You
seen this?
Did you see what happened?
What happened? Bullshit. Well, I can't explain that, bro, because I don't want to be on that shit.
I also want to point out, I mean, there's no police here right now. This is the aftermath. Everyone is gone, and there seems to be no police. And we just heard in the last clip that person, I guess, called 911. There is no police here. And understand, again, with these sanctuary laws, and I hate that I have to be this vague about it, but it's just the honest truth because the laws are very gray, and there's very fine print in some of these certain circumstances. I don't know if the St. Paul Police or the Minneapolis Police Department can even get involved with this. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because, like, even in Portland, if tear gas is used, that's it. They got to leave. You know, like, the Portland police cannot assist. If ICE is coming in with a detainee, they can't help. So I don't know what the exact rules are in this situation, if there's a collision with an American citizen against Homeland Security. But I just want to point out, in this clip, it doesn't look like the police are here.
Bro, because I don't want to be on that shit.
Okay.
Here, I'll stop recording. I won't even put you in the video. Alright, I got you. Look at that shit. Okay. Look at that.
No, I just seen him fucking rip that guy out and fucking.
Alright, so that's that. Again, that's Kim K to USA. If you guys want updates on any of these independent situations or individual situations, Kim K to USA is on it. All right, so now I'm going to assume some of you may have seen this or have heard about the situation that occurred with Cam Higbee and Nick Sorter. So first things first, I do want to play... Yeah, let's start with this. So this is Cam Higbee's page if you guys want to go give him a follow. And he does have a YouTube if you want to subscribe. So this is Nick Sorter in St. Paul in front of the federal building out there. I guess getting into it. All right, I just want to line this up for you guys. Let me know if you guys heard about this or have seen anything about this. It is going very viral right now on X, that's for sure.
You only talk to women? You can't talk to guys like that. Yeah, you can't talk to everybody. Call me a bitch, you want to say so? If you can't grab my fucking lead. What if I call you? No, you just hit her.
So you see how fast that happens as far as that is the Federal Protective Services and Border Patrol. I just wanted to point that out. How fast they can diffuse a situation. That was seconds. Again, the people you see right here have a lot of experience as far as diffusing situations, but getting back to the main subject of this particular scene, yeah, so you guys have to know that this happened to understand the next part of the context. So people were upset with Nick Sorter right here, and I'm just going to assume you guys know who Nick Sorter is. If you don't, he is a journalist. He's on the ground in Minneapolis right now. So that happened, and then this happened. This is what Nick Sorter had to say. Breaking, these are the moments leading up to the Minneapolis anti-ICE rioters surrounding my vehicle, smashing my windows, and attempting to take out Cam Higbee and me. I was forced to drive away to save our lives, repeatedly warning those standing in front to get out of the way. They didn't listen, so I had no choice but to go anyway. They then used vehicles to block us as we were running, forcing me to throw the truck off the road to go around them. Then it appears we were chased down the interstate by another one of their goons. Now, one thing I do want to say, Nick Sorter said the police were actually very helpful. I guess they went straight to the police station. So he was very adamant for people to know that, just to be fair to Nick Sorter. All right, so again, as far as the sequence of events, what you just saw happened first, and now this happened. And this is Cam Higbee, for those of you who don't know. Nick Sorter is filming.
Cute.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Now, I don't think this is Nick Sorter's vehicle. I think this is a rental vehicle, but nonetheless, again, this was the aftermath of what happened. The whole vehicle pretty much got destroyed. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that. Oceana2385, thank you for being a member, says, Rubicons are expensive to rent. Daniel Meets the Lion, it's a rental. Broken Prophet 8007 says, more ice. Thank you guys again for being members. Oh Wicked says, saw a clip last night. Yeah, 2 people approached the streamer. Yeah, Portland, there's a lot of clashes. Thank you guys again for your support. Let me know what you think about this. Yeah. Pretty dangerous stuff, and I'm glad nobody got seriously hurt. We don't like to see that. And here's some more footage from Nick Sorter earlier in the day. This wasn't like an isolated event as far as them being in their vehicles, them being Nick Sorter and Cam, and just sort of people, it looks like they're approaching them.
Yeah, I got your text message last night. You're talking here. Yeah, I got your text message.
Luckily, ICE can get in and out now, so.
I got your text message last night. And you're fucking drunk when you was talking last night, too. You're so drunk with both ditto.
We're doing a great job.
I know you talk about other YouTubers and their defamation.
It's cold. Yeah, it's too cold.
We were out earlier.
And again, for those of you who don't know what's going on, this area is being reported as Minneapolis. Just so you know, it's St. Paul for the technicality of things. This is known as the Whipple building. It is a federal building where you do have some people detained. This is where Congresswoman Omar showed up and then was told she has to leave, just so you guys are aware.
Fuck you! What is the defamation you're talking about, Cam?
Doing what?
Pulling up here like this, antagonizing people.
We're sitting in the car!
What have we done that's antagonizing? Fuck off, dude.
No, seriously.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
What if we didn't say anything to anyone? Because I don't buy it. What don't you buy?
Hi.
Hi.
That's a
May
character.
we take your order, please?
Take a McDouble with cheese.
Well, are you ordering or are we ordering? I haven't figured it out yet.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Cam.
Thanks for taking my trash.
Nah, fuck you, cunt.
All right, so that's that. I apologize for the language. Yeah, so this is a developing situation for sure. And again, as far as the sequence of events, what you see here, that happened earlier in the day. This right here. And then later in the night, this happened where the windows got smashed. So that is pretty much the relevant news I have for you guys as of right now. I would not be surprised if the Trump administration does make a comment on that. Because I know when Nick Sorter and Cam, when they were in Portland, the Trump administration did make a comment as far as what occurred there with Nick Sorter. And I'm almost positive Nick Sorter is suing the Portland Police Department, or Portland, as far as him being wrongfully arrested. So we'll see what happens. And again, Nick Sorter was very adamant about the whole fact that he actually did get a lot of help and support from the local police. They went straight to the police station. All right. So that is that. Again, make sure you guys turn on the notifications. Make sure to please subscribe so I can keep you up to date with other federal operations going on. It just so happens Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, it really takes priority right now as far as the story is concerned, because everything we're seeing in Minneapolis and St. Paul, this pretty much, in my opinion, is going to be the blueprint as far as other sanctuary cities and sending in more support. We're seeing mass elements of ICE, Border Patrol, FBI, DOJ, everyone's on the ground, so be paying attention to how they operate. And I am really curious as far as sending in 1,000 more agents. What is that going to do? Is it going to be for more deportations, for protection? I have no idea. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for being here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. God bless you, and please pray for peace. I always try to be as fair as possible when we do these videos, try to give all the different perspectives. And yeah, thank you guys again for everything. God bless, and we will see you all later. Pray for peace. We need that right now. Thank you guys so much.